A long time ago, my wife and I were traveling to another country, and the guy we were going to travel with, he said to us, "Remember, you don't know what you're hearing, you don't know what you're seeing." And what he meant was that our limited cultural understanding wouldn't be sufficient to judge other people or situations in a different cultural context. He was right. The dictionary says wisdom is the quality of having experience, knowledge, and good judgment. In my life, it's often just knowing I need to keep my mouth shut while a teenager vents at me. It's not about knowing the right things to say or to do next. It's about imagining how much I don't know about a situation. I'm Nick Walton. I'm a coffee roaster, I'm a dad, I'm a husband, I'm a wee farmer, and I can't stop thinking about the invisible scripts that run our lives. You're listening to The Values Sort. This is a field guide for the values that shape the patterns of thinking and behaviors that end up shaping our entire lives. This is essay number 29, Wisdom. There's a whole book of wisdom in the Bible. It's called Proverbs. There are conveniently 31 chapters in the book of Proverbs. Reading one chapter a day makes for a tidy month of wisdom, and that's what I did a lot of times in my youth. Solomon, son of King David, was approached by God in a dream and offered anything. God said, "Hey, tell me what you want me to give you, and I'll see what I can do." And famously, being apparently wise beyond measure already, Solomon ignored the opportunity for greater wealth or a long life. Instead, he asked to be even wiser still. He was an absolute glutton for wisdom. God was pleased with this wish and granted it, because that's how God do. And along with it, he gave Solomon long life and riches to boot. Now, what do you think of that story? I feel like it's sort of like wishing for a million wishes. I grew up with a context of wisdom that was largely human. I looked to men to be wise in my life. Sometimes women, mostly men. And as I got older, I realized that in almost every case, they had prioritized wealth or power or secrets over wisdom. One by one, most of them fell in front of me, and I was bereft. I felt angry. I felt betrayed. They were, as the Proverbs would put it, wise in their own eyes. I'm not angry, not exactly. That's not quite the right feeling. But I am aware, and I am mindful of my own quest for wisdom in my own life. Because I have been wise in my own eyes. I know what it feels like. It feels like conceit. It feels like a certain special knowledge that my choices or beliefs or even my values are somehow better or higher than others. It's ugly to me. I grow in vigilance as I get older. I think that's natural. It is happening naturally, and it's why those we find wise in our life tend to be older. It's why wisdom exhibited in the young is so unique and special. And it's a little bit suspicious. When I initially did this value sort for myself, I very nearly cast this card aside. In the end, it made it to my top 5. It's not that I wouldn't have had a value for wisdom in the way I understood it as a young'un, but I didn't know if I felt like it was affecting my choices, affecting my tasks and time management. I don't necessarily feel particularly wise. I certainly wouldn't bill myself that way. I can think of many unwise choices I've made, certainly. I'll refer you to the daring essay for a fuller accounting. But do I value it? And then I looked, again, at the little description on the bottom. A mature understanding of life, and something about that really clicked for me. Oh man, I want a mature understanding of life. How I wish I had a mature understanding of life. There's so much that I do not understand. There's so much pain and hurt and awfulness in the world that I can hardly bear to look sometimes. I wish I could understand starvation in Sudan or senseless wars of aggression, wars of taking, of expansion, of extraction, of empire. I wish I could understand the things we're willing to do for sex or money or power. There's so much about our lack of response to cultural wrongs, planetary-sized injustices. How can it even be? How can we allow these things? I want to scream. I want to shout. What does it take to develop or discover or find a mature understanding of life? How long must we wait to feel it in our bones? I am not young, but I am not old. When will I be wise? When will I understand? I look around at my own elders, and I do not often see wisdom anymore. I do catch fleeting glimpses. I catch ghostly little remainders. I'm starting to feel like wisdom is a choice, or perhaps a set of choices, or a posture that says, I'm watching, I'm listening. I'm not there yet, but I want to be. I'm starting to feel like a mature understanding of life is an understanding of how hard everything is to understand. I'm starting to feel like wisdom is a series of small choices that open and expand the roadmap. We don't understand every road, every tree, every barn in the county, but as we root into a community, we slowly start to know our way around a little bit. And maybe that mature understanding of life feels so far away and so elusive because it's different for every person. A mature understanding of your life will be different from mine. Maybe we're meant to share maps. Maybe we're meant to overlay them on one of those neato light tables that my friend the graphic designer uses. I lay my understanding down and you lay yours down atop it, and we gather as many friends and relations together as we can. We collect them like Pokemon. Gotta catch 'em all. We all compare wisdoms, and we compare all the successes and defeats that have brought us to where we are, and we gain a broader collective sort of wisdom that is less of a hill for us to conquer and more of a mountain for us to climb together. Maybe we're all meant to act as guides for one another. You guide me and I'll guide you, and we'll get there together. And maybe that's the whole point of life. Maybe the most important thing is to learn to gain wisdom in the context of community, helping one another, bearing one another's burdens. We make it across the finish line of wisdom together, or we don't make it at all.